is a Techies Tuesday live from the MVP Arena, Levack and Goz. We are here in the Empire offices and thrilled to be here. The field is in. Practices were happening this morning. The Empire is 18 days away from kickoff, defending the 2021 NAL championship on our road to the 2022 NAL championship. That's what's up. There it is. So we're fired up, ready to go. Good looking team. Very excited. Feel free to interview me about them. I'm ready as the team president. I'm fired up.
I want to do it right now. You just led with this because you're giving me all this good stuff out of the gates now as the broadcaster of the team. You were the president. Yes. I want to know how much I can get out of practice because you and I know this from our experience. Practices can be a little closed.
Coaches
we're not going to see a lot of videos on social media. That's just kind of how it goes. And coaches, I think, behind me.
He's having the coaches are still here today. They've been here since like 6 a.m., maybe earlier.
So how much can you actually tell me of what you saw today?
I mean, I can say whatever I want. It doesn't really matter. No, today it's a lot of cardio today. A lot of cardio from the guys today. So that was the big deal. Is this? I mean, we had the team dinner Sunday, which is phenomenal. Team owner Mike Corda took us all over to Dino Barbecue, did a big old buffet for us. It's cool, right there on the water in Troy. Very much enjoyed it. Mike and I wore our commitment hoodies. We both wore black hoodies walking in. He loved that. He wasn't upset at all. I like it. No, we got to meet the team a little bit, meet some of the guys who hadn't been here before, see some of the guys who were coming back. But then, physicals with Ortho New York yesterday, and then today, guys were on the floor. They were out there working out, getting ready. Pretty fired up. It's good stuff.
Cardio practice sucks,
dude. It does. But you want a true moment. Something that made me very happy about this team. So towards the end, they've got the entire team, running backs, wide receivers, linebackers. Some of these are the same person. Offensive, defensive line, the quarterback. Everybody's running, right? Coaches are making the players run up and down every 5-yard line, back and forth, up and down the field twice. 50 yards, boom, 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 back and forth. So of course, the rabbits, the wide receivers, the DBs, they're done. It's over. QBs come in, whatever. The big fellas are still going. They're moving. They're not giving up. Mike Faithful, Sam Cashinova, our two quarterbacks, run back out. Darius Prince follows them. They run back out and run with the big fellas to finish the practice.
Let's go. That is the stuff for practice one, day one, to see a team do that fast. Professional athletes doing something like that. Oh man, I'm getting a little chills under the long sleeve today. Let's go, Empire fans. You'd love to hear stories like that.
It was a good. It was really good to see. It's kind of, it's one of those things. Like I didn't get to go to all the practices last year. I was still doing that radio thing that you loved so much for most of camp, but. You can see a camaraderie building on these guys already. So that was phenomenal. It was very, very cool to see. Very exciting.
What is the schedule like for the rest of the week for you guys? More practices?
Hell, straight hell.
Welcome to hell week, boys.
You gonna learn something today. Just for the guys. So they get picked up at the hotel where we put them for camp in the morning. They get brought here. They get ready. Coaches get there, put them through the paces, start installing some stuff, making sure that we know who belongs on the roster and who doesn't. And it's hard to pick who doesn't because it's a great roster. And then, by 3, 4 o'clock, they're back at the hotel relaxing. They get most of the day to themselves, maybe some extra meetings, break down some film, do it all over again the next day. And then, of course, the big difference is this Sunday is our open media event. So media is going to be invited to hang out with us. Season ticket holders will be invited to Apex Entertainment a little early, and then everybody's welcome to come hang out with us at Apex starting at 3 o'clock.
All right, so just to recap Sunday, real quick, an accelerated camp you guys are going through right now, basically.
Fast.
Yep. By Saturday at that Firewolf game here at the MVP 16th. Arena. Yep. The 16th. Thank you. Okay, good. My weekends were getting tossed around a little bit.
This Sunday, we've got our chance to meet with the guys. Next Sunday, the final 25 will be out on the field for the Firewolves game at halftime when we come out and say hi to the Firewolves. Get your tickets. Don't miss out. They're still in a playoff hunt, those Firewolves, those pesky Firewolves.
I'm glad I cleared that up because for Media Day on Sunday, it's really cool. I know you guys announced it earlier this week, but that combination of having media members, players, coaches, season ticket holders, that is super unique, especially in the NAL, especially anything here in the Capital Region, upstate New York, to have that combination of fans getting an opportunity to meet the team before the season even kicks off. This is going to be a really cool event. And I do have to pay off an Apex Entertainment bet.
Oh,
at some point. I mean, that could be the day I pay it
I'm
off.
gonna be too busy to enjoy it. What is like an hour or so?
Yeah, it's your
Me
daughter.
And the kid, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's your daughter and you get the ride for free for an hour. So that's one of the many bets I have to pay off.
I forgot. I'm glad you brought you. You're a man of honor, Goslowski. Yeah, no, we do have to do that. But honestly, we've been. It's been really cool. There's certain places in the capital region that when we go and say, hey, we're the Albany Empire, we'd like to work, we'd like to partner up. There's certain places that just jump right in with both feet. Apex was one of those. So we're like, hey, just throw this cool thing together, have everybody come out. And they were like, how do you want to do it? So very exciting to be over at Crossgates Mall, Apex Entertainment. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's just one of the many things we're going to do throughout the course of the season. Like, we want to get the season ticket holders in a little early, give them a chance to meet the guys one-on-one. Eventually, we're going to do even more with them because we can and we will. And then, just anybody who buys tickets, we want to make sure you're taken care of. We love our fans. We know we're not here without them. So, I mean, basically, that's all I am as a fan. I was just lucky enough to have a friend who was crazy enough to buy this team. So I'm team president. So there you go.
The clock is counting down. The time is here.
18 days, 9 hours, 23 minutes, and 40 seconds.
Let's go.
Until finalizing apparel orders for what's going to sell up in the concourse, putting in for permits for the block party, things I didn't know were things. I didn't know these were things. So I need more time. Actually, I told Mike Corda and VP Matt Woods yesterday that I want to rage quit this like a Madden game and start over. I want to go back to like December and just start like doing all the things I'm doing right now because I feel like the clock is ticking. But the guys are going to be ready. That's the most important thing is the team is going to be a top caliber team in the NAL. That's the bottom line.
Top caliber team and top caliber people. That example you told about practice today in day one. That's why fans especially are going to enjoy that event coming up this weekend. This Sunday, getting to meet those players. I'm excited. I was texting you before the show today about some of the familiar faces we know about, to have those relationships with some of those guys, to get to watch their careers, how it's progressed, some of the new faces that are coming. Yeah, this is going to be a great time here in April with all the kickoff just around the corner.
Our guy Jim from Inside the Walls. The season here, gents, and it's going to be a fun ride. By the way, this is Jim from Inside the POS. What? Oh, pod. Oh, Inside the Walls pod. Okay, that means it's slightly different meaning than what I fully expected. I do need to see this. I don't know if this is something I don't understand. When is Woody Harrelson making an appearance? Is that a joke I don't get?
Is that from TTL, man? Is that Louis?
Louis Calola?
Oh man, he must shout out to Louis. He finished, I believe, 4th in our bracket challenge. He wants to know about like dad. He remembers the dad story from Woody Harrelson in his HBO role. I think you assume the much better looking and older version of Tom Goslowski might be an appearance on the show at some point.
Wow. Well, yeah, no, he's always welcome. I know better than try to keep him away. That wouldn't go well for me. But no, it's very, very exciting. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of last minute things getting set up, and make sure you get your tickets. Don't forget to get your tickets. April 23rd is coming fast, my friends. Do not miss out. Yeah, dig it.
Can we get Randy Savage? Can we CGI him into a promo video for you guys?
Not legally, but yeah.
All right.
I don't have a problem with
it.
Listen up, guys, right now. I'll tell you something about the Albany Empire, okay? Carolina, you think of the worst thing you can come up with, and that's not a grain of sand in the Sahara compared to what the Empire's going to do to you. Dig it? That hurt really bad.
12 hours from now, WWE copyright. How? You can't copyright an impression. You guys hit me all the time on YouTube. Anything WWE related, I get smashed with on YouTube. That will not be taken down. Yeah, it's the first.
That hurt. That hurt. I should have stopped about halfway through. Oh, I'm not a young man anymore, guys. I can't just turn into Randy Macho Man Savage at a moment's notice.
How about this? You recover, and I'll tell you about our friends over at Mohawk Honda.
Okay.
Selection is king.
Yeah, Mohawk Honda, dig it.
That's right. Glenville, New York, wherever you're listening, whether you're like Jim or Louis, I think he's a Syracuse guy. Wherever you're listening here in upstate New York, drive to Glenville, New York, get a new vehicle. I got a DM. I was telling you about this last week. I got a DM from somebody who said, what do I do at Mohawk Honda? Do they have the car I want? Yes. Reach out to everybody there, whether it's via social media, email, or more. They want to help you find the offer. And do not forget this spring about the Kelly Blue Book offer going on right now at Mohawk Honda, where you can walk in that day and walk out with money in your hand.
Ooh,
How
I like
awesome
money
is
in my
that,
hand.
man? It's like
Girl.
checking in the ATM. Where can I get my cash? Mohawk Honda will help you out. The Kelly Blue Book offer going on right now. And
you're parked in the spot. Can I have your car keys real quick?
Is that a real thing?
No, I'm gonna go sell your car at Mohawk.
Oh, I swear to God, I thought that was real. Like, I parked right in the staff spot again today, and there was nobody who blocked me in. Well, hopefully my car is still there. Mohawk Honda plate change challenge, Levack. The finals are coming up Thursday. I will be hosting that event. Shout out to Nick and Nate for asking us.
I want to be there, but I can't commit to being there yet.
I will be there. It'll be a lot of fun.
I will try to be there with you.
Mohawk Honda's Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, all their social media is a great spot to find out their new selection of vehicles. Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you.
That's a true story. That's a very true story. Our buddy Jim, copyright strike incoming from WWE. 3, 2, 1.
Levack pointed to that comment during my helpful Mohawk Honda promotion, and then I was like, oh my God, is he pointing to something behind me? Is that my car? Is my car actually getting towed? He's trying to like cue me right now.
No, but they are bringing like equipment to work on the locker rooms into the parking lot, so you could very well get blocked in. Goz is going to be here for a while, everyone. Don't worry about it. Why don't we just do WrestleMania? That way, it sounds like we were just pubbing WWE the entire time.
Works for me.
And we weren't actually just doing an unauthorized Macho Man Randy Savage biography. We weren't. It was a completely different thing. Elizabeth and T would. WrestleMania reactions. 2 nights is too much.
Oh, 2 nights is too much.
I can't.
Okay.
I had trouble getting into the second night. I didn't care. I just didn't care. I was like, and they were good matches. There wasn't nothing wrong with the matches, but it's just too much. 2 nights. What is that?
Of all the things in sports and entertainment this weekend, this owned, and maybe it's just the people I follow, but it feels like it owns
the hearts and minds of nerds and virgins everywhere.
It owns social media more so than the Grammys, more so than women's college basketball national championship. It was WrestleMania that took over. I would say the 2 things that stuck out the most. What?
Wait, are you telling me that a fan base that primarily hides in their parents' basement, unless they're out here with signs, was all over the internet? What? I'm shocked.
That's right. You sniffed them out.
Yeah. Oh, we sniffed them out all right. Smelled like moldy basement.
I hate Vince McMahon. I love Vince McMahon. So we hit their keyboard. There was a really well thought out move, and I'm sure WWE queued this up this way. So when Carolina Duke went to halftime of that Saturday game, so right when they hit halftime is when the Seth Rollins match happened. So somebody back there was smart enough, or was actually watching the game thinking, okay, if there's people, whatever that percentage of people is that's flipping back and forth between WrestleMania and UNC Duke, we're going to have Cody Rhodes' debut right during halftime.
It took forever, too.
It took forever.
So that your theory bears fruit because, like, Seth Rollins is out there for, 10 minutes waiting for him to come out? It's like, no, not yet. Not yet. Don't. Not yet. Go. No, don't go. They fouled again. Hold on. Go. All right, go.
And the moment the bell rang, tip off the second half. Same thing when Stone Cold Steve Austin came out. Somebody noticed this on Twitter. If you watch the video,
you didn't come up with yourself?
No. No, that part I did. This part I did not come up with. Somebody noticed on Twitter that when Stone Cold comes out, he comes out in exactly 3 hours and 16 minutes into the broadcast. So Austin 3:16. If I'm trying to scroll through it, yeah. I thought it was great. I don't look. 2 nights is a lot.
Whoever figured that out is the same person that figured out like if you start, Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon at the same time you start friggin' Wizard of Oz or whatever the hell it is, it's perfect. Like, who figures that out?
Nerds.
3. I don't know if you've noticed, the stars are beginning to align. I think there's a chance that Stone Cold Stephen F. Austin is going to come out right at 3:16. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be phenomenal. I hope that's what happens.
What if it was Photoshopped and I just bought it hook, line, and sinker?
I would be shocked.
Twitter.
I would be shocked. Louis back. Pat McAfee stole the show.
Yes. I would say besides Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, the Pat McAfee thing was my favorite match of the night. I would go back and rewatch that. I watched Cody's entrance and debut. I would rewatch Pat McAfee. He's doing it all, man. He is living the dream right now, Pat McAfee, of every entertainer, athlete, all that stuff. Man, he was awesome.
Isn't it kind of sad though that like Pat McAfee and the Jackass crew are arguably the 2 best matches of the entire and what's his name? I can't stand him, but I always pay attention to him, so he's doing his job. Logan Paul. He looked great. He did a good job. So, like, what's that say for wrestling that you spend all that money to train these people to cultivate their thing and hold on, and potentially the 3 most compelling things were people who aren't part of the WWE.
For decades, everyone's like, it's too hard. Like, people can't transition. It's harder than the NFL or any major sport. You just can't walk off the street and be a WWE superstar. Okay, those three look like they did, plus Ronda, plus Brock. And I know Brock had done it before, but Ronda basically walked off. And
with the Jackass crew, it's not fair, though.
No.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, 80% of being in the ring is knowing how to not get hurt or to get hurt and be able to roll through it.
Take the bump.
Right. And that's Jackass. Nobody takes abuse like those idiots. I just watched Jackass Forever the other night. Way too much dick and balls. Way like to the point where like even I was like, all right, you know what? I'm all for a good dick and ball joke, but we're a little far. We're like, back it up a little bit, but like Johnny Knoxville almost dies in that damn thing again. And then you go into this thing, you think he's afraid of friggin' Sami Zayn kicking him in the head?
Do you think Johnny Knoxville should shave his head? Like the whole Jackass thing is going for like the younger, like if you're like 13.
Oh, you haven't seen Forever yet, have you? Jackass Forever. They have new guys. They're bringing new people in.
Oh,
like so it's the legends with the new. So yeah, no, because and it's funny, you can tell that they shot most of that during the pandemic, not just because the masks, but like Johnny Knoxville's got the jet black hair at one point and then bleach white the next. Like so, it's like, well, I guess I'm not gonna be able to get my hair done, so I'll just go ahead and let it not be black for this part. Like they probably had to shut down for like 3 months, and then he came back without any hair dye.
Yeah, there's certain professions that if you have white hair, it might look prestigious, right? If you're running for political office, if you're running a business, all right, they've been there, they're experienced, they're veterans. If you're just like getting hit in the balls constantly or getting slapped by huge mechanical hands or using human mousetraps, I don't know if the white hair is the fit, but you explain it well to why Johnny Knoxville looks the way he does. That was a long match, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
I'm like, I cannot believe this thing's still going on, but it was very entertaining.
Hold on, we got new. I'm sorry, just
is it Vince again?
Breaking news: Goz still hates old people. Goz still hates old people. It's still a thing. It's never going to change. Go Goz, who hated the old Cubs fan getting rewarded, hated the old Indians fans getting rewarded. I'm sorry, Guardians.
Sister Jean, that witch.
Yeah, Sister Jean. Bag. Yeah, Goz's biggest issue with the Jackass Sami Zayn match was he has white hair. He looks old. You're going to get old one day. You know that. Just because your dad is taking a dip in the fountain of youth and running around like a crazy person who can CrossFit anyone out of the room doesn't mean other people don't get old. You're going to get old one day.
I've decided that when I get old, I'm going to shave my head, which we'll get to in a second. Yeah. And then Vince McMahon. I'm going to look like Vince. 76-year-old Vince. And as we all know, Vince did that all natural. All right. Nothing went into Vince's body besides broccoli and weights. That's what I'm going to look like when I'm old. Vince.
Yeah, and by broccoli and weights, you mean weights, steroids, human growth hormone, PEDs of any variety. Yeah, it's fine.
Science will catch up at that point. That'll all be fine by the time I'm old.
Again, unpopular take from me. Steroids aren't bad. Okay, it's how you do them. When you get sick, what do they give you?
Steroids.
Right. Saying. It's these guys who are like, oh, what's that they inject into horses? I'll take that. Those are the ones, or hey, you're supposed to take this many milligrams of this and that. All right, well, give me that liquor bottle full of steroids, and I'll just I'll enema it, and I'll be good to go. You're not supposed to do that. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe,
yeah, it's that take with you having it right there is also a take I have, so it's hard for us to like. Yeah. The old radio thing, people would want us to battle point against point. I'm so with you on that. And I think 10 years from now, 20 years from now, people are going to be like, hang on a second. So baseball had a ton of dingers, home runs, balls were flying out of the ballpark. People are like, enough of that. Let's get back to 2-1 finals with the shift.
You gotta be healthy with it. Yes. What I'm saying, like, look, somebody comes up to me tomorrow and says, hey, if you did this cycle, and the doctor, not just some random, like some dude in the gym with shorts that are way too tight, comes up to you, whatever. No, so like a doctor goes, yeah, honestly, if you did a cycle of this and this, it'd be easier for you to lose weight. I'll slap your mother to get human growth hormones right now. I will, and she's a beautiful woman, even though she never talks to me. But I'll give her a good. I won't go Will Smith on her, but I'll give her a good little for some HGH. I'll do it. I'm not afraid. Your body makes it until like 30, and then it stops. Turns on you.
What does? HGH turns at 30?
You stop making it.
Oh,
your body stops making it by 30. That's why. That's how they catch a lot of these guys. All of a sudden, I'm trying to think of the fighter. There was a UFC guy who like went away and came back in better shape at like 33. And everybody's like, I don't think that's a thing. And it turns out he was just jacked up on HGH and steroids. And they couldn't catch him because your body makes HGH. Bill Romanowski, like allegedly, I'm air quoting for everyone. Allegedly, his house looks like Dr. Frankenstein's lab. So like they could never catch him for human growth hormones because they just never dipped off. He just maintained the same level he had when he was like 23. He's probably still on it now. That's one of the few people that legitimately scares me when I talk to him.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you're talking to him about.
You've had this going, so I'm going to give you credit for it. Who scared you more, Romanowski or his wife?
His wife, if you're being smart about the universe, his wife will do more damage to you over a longer period of time. She looks like she could really figure out how to hurt some people. But like Bill Romanowski could tell you how to make pancakes and make me feel like I was being threatened. You whisk the eggs. I'm really sitting there going, sir, I'm sorry. Could you just, sir, if you could step away, sir. Like he's just an intense human being.
When we booked Romanowski, I just thought, I turned to you, I'm like, if it's 4:45, the interview's at 4:45. I don't care who's sitting here. I'm not letting her wait. We'll do a 3-minute interview.
Well, she was always nice to me.
Very nice.
She was always very nice to me. So she doesn't scare me, but you could tell like she needed to. She put you down. But he just puts you down because you're there. That would be a thing.
WrestleMania overall, very good. I enjoyed it. I know they got competition from AEW. I know a lot of people want to be cynical on social media and just, I thought it was a very good show. I'm cool with 2 nights because one night would be like 7 hours. It's too much. But overall, did what you needed to do. Entertaining.
Did we need all those matches?
No. They could have cut some matches out, make it more. Okay, they could cut like some mid-card guys out. Fine.
But also, like, I know people were pissed off that there wasn't like a non-title women's match. The women's matches were the worst matches this time around. I mean, the women have had good matches. I'm not trying to like do it, but in this particular setup, there just wasn't. There wasn't a lot of heat, as the kids say. Not white heat, like Brian Katie says, because he's racist. But
2-part episode out of White Heat this week. And
yeah,
it's about wrestling, not racism again.
You sure? You positive?
Positive. Pretty sure.
You want to do your Stone Cold rant?
Okay, so here's what happened. So on a previous episode of Goz and the Go, which is just sports takes condensed for you with.
Hold on, I can sum it up for people.
Sure.
It's Levack and Goz without any of the things you like.
On a February edition of the show, I said I was so confident that Stone Cold Steve Austin would not have a match at WrestleMania that I would shave my head and do a show as Stone Cold Steve Austin. I felt very confident because it was booked as not going to happen. And then sure enough, the bell rings and they actually start to wrestle. Now, I'm texting you in Boston today like, hey, my feed cut out. I can't watch the match. I just flipped from computer to TV. I don't know if this is real. And everyone's like, guys, you lost. Like, this is happening. It's a real thing. Immediately, Chad from the Hideaway, John Danielle from the Hideaway, just could not even wait. We got to do this the Hideaway. We got to pay this off the Hideaway. Okay, so here's the deal. As we let off the show with, I am a man of my word. I will pay off the bet. The hair will get shaved. I have my guy, Jeremiah, over at Saving Face Barbershop do it. However, I would like to wait until the fall. My sister is getting married in August. I asked her, can I have a shaved head? She said, absolutely not. I'm doing a wedding in September. So I'm thinking like September 24th, 5th, 25-year anniversary of when Austin first stunnered McMahon. And I heard that on the broadcast. I'm like, okay, that could be the week. So maybe a Patriots, Bills Monday night game at the Hideaway. Fall, I will pay it off, but unfortunately, it's not coming in the spring or summer. My sister's put a stop to that.
This is a problem. I have 2 problems with this. I have 2 problems. First of all, you should have to do it right now. You should have to do it right now. And the reason you should have to do it right now is you want to do it. So you have offered up the Austin makeover to Stone Cold Goz Austin to about 4 bets. Which tells me it's like one of those things like when you're out and it's like, oh my God, don't make me do the shot. Please don't make me do a shot. Okay, you don't have to. I'll do the shot. Like you want to do this. So the only way this becomes a punishment as it is intended to be based on the way you wagered it is if you have to do it when you don't want to, which would be right now. Aren't we at the Hideaway Saturday?
We are at the Hideaway Saturday.
I think you should have to do it Saturday.
Levack, I have to broadcast the games for the Empire. I have to look at professional. I can't have a shaved
Dude, the team
head.
president runs around like a jackass with a microphone in the middle of the game yelling at the crowd. You think I'm worried about you looking professional? I think it'll be an amazing look for you.
I think if I shave my head now.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that bald people don't look professional? Hey, Mike, he said bald people don't look professional.
No, I didn't say that, Mike. I didn't say that.
Door shut. He might be doing something. He might be safe. I think you should have to do it. Half my coaching staff is bald-headed.
It would grow back before August if I did it soon.
There you go. You want to do it, so the only punishment is if you're forced to do it when you don't want to do it. Are you going to shave your neck too?
That wasn't a part of it.
Are you sure?
I think it'd be funnier if the next did. What about NFL draft night? Because the turnaround's too quick here. We will do it. I'm willing to compromise for the draft night. We had a draft night. Details are going to be pushed down a little bit. Who is this? Who is this?
Oh, Goz!
Hold
this up right. Oh, Goz, hey, Goz, I heard you lost a bet.
I did yell.
I heard your parents lost one too when you were born.
How do you get his number?
Oh, I have everyone's number, Goz. I've got your number. Because listen, I love that you're going to shave your head. But I would love it even more if you'd shave your neck beard. I mean, seriously, what is that? I don't know if you even have a head of hair or you just comb up your neck beard.
I thought I was done with you for months, Yale McAllerton.
Zip it, lukewarm, stone cold, something or other. I don't even know what you are anymore, but seriously, come on, man. Because you obviously want to do this look. Just do it. Just do it.
I will do it, Yale. I will do. I don't want you there, but I will do. If you promise not to be there, I will shave the head. I will do it.
I am everywhere. I am like a summer breeze, Goz. I'm everywhere. Everywhere. Just like your hairline. Everywhere. Except for your forehead.
That was actually funny,
right,
Yale. How dare you, Yale?
Listen, I've got to go. I've got places to be. Yeah. Oh, hey, look. Oh, I'm sorry. Small man who just brought me a delivery of food. Oh, Goz bet you that he would shave his head to look like Stone Cold too? Oh, look at it. Oh, poor Goz. Going to have to pay off a bet he wants to do anyway.
Go, get out. Yell, get out. Stop calling the show.
I want, Goz. Go. I'll see you later. Good. Yelly out.
I hate that. Let's not make that a thing. Yelly out. Why do you answer his calls?
Oh, sorry. He's calling back. Oh, Goz.
What?
Yelly out.
Oh,
he just hung up.
Yelly out. That's his new sign off.
I guess.
It's like 15 years old out.
Well,
see Jim Rome now.
Apparently, he's bringing it back.
Good God,
bringing it
All
back.
Right, so let's do this. Maybe by the end of April. My plan was to fall. I think you've made some very good points. Unfortunately, Yale actually made some good points, which I'm not happy with. Let's talk to Chad. Maybe for draft night. You got some location. Potentially some stuff happening for draft. I want to iron out the details. There's a big clue. Iron out the details. Maybe we'll do a draft night. Maybe during the NFL draft, I'll get my head shaved. We'll get Jeremiah over. We'll do it then, and then we'll pay off the bet.
I think we should just nair you. Like from head to toe.
It will be paid off this year. I promise you. No, we're not shaving eyebrows. No.
Come on, let me shave off one of your eyebrows.
No.
You suck. You're no fun at all. You used to be cool. You used to be a good person.
Not shaving an eyebrow.
All right. So anything else from Wrestlemania?
No, I think that's it. I think we've covered everything we need to cover.
Roman Reigns hurt? Is he really hurt?
No, he's not hurt.
He's not really
fine.
hurt. He's fine.
Bum shoulder.
Little boo-boo.
He's all right.
Little boo-boo. Okay. He beat cancer. He can beat a bum shoulder.
Yeah.
Right?
Aren't they coming here to Albany in 2 weeks before the kickoff, right? Sandwich in between the draft and something? Right? Was it 25th? When are they coming?
22nd. The night before, the Albany Empire hosts the Carolina Cobras right here at the MVP Arena. The only thing I would like to be less than the Carolina Cobras is our poor crew here at the MVP Arena who has to break down a wrestling program and then put up a football field all in one night.
Oh.
Those poor bastards. All right, so let's do this. We called it. Well, you called it from the rip. Rock Chalk Jayhawk, my friend.
Let's go.
Kansas wins 72-69 giggity over North Carolina. Great season for UNC. Like, you've got to be pretty impressed with UNC with being able to turn it on when they needed to. 8 seed who looked like they were going to go ahead and win the whole damn thing. Kansas holds on, gets it done.
Can we just make a rule that like Kansas and North Carolina can play in national championships and Final Fours all the time?
That sounds Bill selfish to me.
Yeah, I'm good with these buttons today. All right,
you're on top of it all of a
sudden. So Kansas, think about their history, right? That was a great game last night. Even though they're down 15, 16 points, the greatest comeback in finals history, they're able to pull that off. Go back to 2008 when the Mario Chalmers, Stephen A. Smith hits that great shot against Memphis. They're down 9 with 2 minutes to go. And then 2003, they play Syracuse, the Hakeem Warwick block. Kansas is always 2012, Kentucky. Ignore that because it doesn't go to my point. But those are great games. Carolina last night, and then the 2016 game with Chris Jenkins' buzzer beater for Villanova. Always deliver those schools. That game last night is going to sound like a lot of cliche stuff, but it all fits here. Team with seniors, team of destiny, team that didn't want to give up. All that stuff is true. What Kansas did last night, even when they were down 15, I still thought they could win that game. I did. because all those guys made plays. They had a stretch.
Because you're not smart.
No. They had a stretch where they scored 31 points in a college basketball game in 10 minutes. 31 points in 10. That means 124 would have been their final score. You never see something like that. So great game. You just mentioned it. Carolina was a team in January who people thought was not even going to make the tournament. They looked so bad against Notre Dame. It was like Hubert Davis isn't ready. Yeah. They're going to fire him.
Hubie was on his way out. It was going to be a short hook for him right there.
And they changed everything when it comes to whether it's mentality, physical play, substitutions. They made the changes they needed, and they made that stretch all the way to the championship game. Carolina fans are feeling regret, like they choked. But I wonder how many Carolina fans feel like college football mindset. We knocked Coach K out. We ended his career twice. We lost in the championship, blew the biggest lead. Yeah, you want the championship, but that's a nice secondary prize for Carolina fans. I don't know if that puts them and lets them rest easy at night, but that's kind of how Carolina fans deal with that championship game finish last night.
I don't think I've ever been more happy that a college basketball season is over.
Do you want to read your text you sent me during the game last night? Word for word. I want to make sure I get it. I don't want to misquote you on it.
I will say this. It's the most normal I've felt sports-wise since COVID started. To actually get all the way through the NCAA tournament, you see the bands wearing masks and stuff like that, but to get through the tournament, to have the tournament be as close to normal as possible, that was cool. I really, really enjoyed that. That was about all I enjoyed. If I'm being Michigan making a run was nice. Yeah, what did I don't remember. I think I was just telling you what this is a good game.
I think it was 4 texts in a row.
I think it was man. I gotta scroll through all Boston Dan's winning texts. Got crushed.
Let's just say hit a 10-1 shot. Yeah, great. Good for him. 16-1 shots. Good for him.
Everybody's just talking about basketball. It's you, me, and Boston Dan. And I went, and it was obvious that Kansas was not going to win this game. At that point, it was obvious that Kansas, and I was all in on Kansas and the under. So I felt really upset about it. I didn't like it. Very mad. So I wrote, college basketball can suck a fart out of my ass. Goz replies, trying to bring it back, much like the old show. Kansas decided to play their worst basketball for a 5-minute stretch of this season. And then this is just a stream of text. Suck my ass, NCAA hoops. And then I went to sleep. And then Goz, oh my God, Jayhawks are going to win. And then Boston Dan with the winnings. But yeah, I was like, just so here's the beauty of it, right? I put an equal amount on Kansas minus 4.5 on the under, and I forgot. I thought I hit the parlay. I teased it.
Ooh.
So I hit the under and the tease. So I actually won money on the damn thing, and I'm just throwing an absolute hissy fit last night for no reason. But yeah, the sucker fart on my ass is one of the underused descriptions of malcontention towards an entire just athletic section of the world.
If an opponent of the Albany Empire this season during a YouTube game doesn't like the results of the Empire putting a whooping on a team, and they just start writing "suck my ass" in the comments, we will not read those on the air. Andrew Santillo will not read those. It will make me chuckle, but I will not read those on the air.
I don't think
it'll make me laugh though.
You saying when we beat the hell out of Jacksonville?
That's right. That's right. Did you ever get bold enough to think about in-game wagering? Like, are you one of those people that lets a bet burn? Like, if you know you're going to go down, you're just going to go down with the ship and just, all right, I bet Kansas, they're at, just tossing it over here, plus 375. All right, let's just let this thing burn and we'll go down with it and see if we hit.
I messed with it a little bit. I seem to be the one who jumps in at the wrong time more often than not. It's just dangerous. Like, I bet on a budget. Like, my budget is set for what I'm going to do on certain games. Like, if I've got $100 in my account, Bet Rivers, whatever, I know that I'm going to go into that game at like $20. So if I go into that game at $20 and I start hammering in $5, $10, $20, whatever, all of a sudden my entire $100 budget is rolling on that one game. It's just not smart. So like if I have a nice bankroll going, like after the Rams won the Super Bowl, I had a nice bankroll. I took a certain amount out to make sure that I covered everything I already put in and whatever. But like that was when I was doing a little more live wagering, and I like to call it live losing. I like to, instant donation to everyone who needs it, apparently more than I do. So no, I try not to do it too much. Every once in a while, if I can really see momentum turning, little Uncle Mo's turning, Mo Turner, then I'll get in, but I try not to.
In my mind, I think there's something wrong with the broadcast. No. I bet the other team. What's happening here? Do I have to put more money in to make it work better? I'm too much of a live in-game bettor, and that's probably why my last illegal wagering account was all bet on Kansas and just didn't bet barely anything during the tournament as I went cold during conference tournament week. So yeah, that is my strategy. Luckily, as soon as I won that money, that got withdrawn ASAP. I was smart enough to say, get that out of there. Also wager on the Masters. But
so our friend Jim from Inside the Walls.
Yes.
I didn't know. I knew we both loved arena football and a bunch of. I didn't know we both had other things in common. Apparently, we both are dyslexic. So he wrote, "Hey, we will see in week 2 when you're 0-2 in Jacks." I'm assuming he just inverted because we're going to go 2-0 against Jacksonville after the next. I mean, we lost there once by accident, kind of as a goof, whatever. So he must be dyslexic. He's just messing his numbers up, I think.
And that's also the second game of the season in Jacksonville, I believe, April 30th. Yeah.
Yeah. So we get Carolina here on the 23rd, then we head down there. So it's gonna be fun. There's a lot to do in Jacksonville: meth, chainsaw repair, punch sharks. I don't know what else you do.
Punch sharks? I didn't know that was on there.
Yeah, it's actually a sport in Jacksonville.
Rock chalk Jayhawk, baby.
Fried marshmallows or something like that.
Did you see St. Peter's? Everybody's transferring now. That's like the effect that's happening here locally because if you're a Siena Saints fan, St. Peter's and Siena's in the same conference. All the players said, we're out. Now, is that a mix between Holloway leaving their head coach or those guys are like, let's just try to cash in? Maybe I can go to a big school now after going to the Elite Eight.
Hey, Mike, earlier, Goz said he can't shave his head during the season because bald people aren't professional.
I didn't say that, Mike. I didn't say that. It's got Will Smith for the audio audience.
Keep my bald head.
By the way, no one could see this. Matt Woods over there was giving the Jada look. You could see it. The whole thing. There was a whole scene.
They always do leave together too. They become best friends. Like I'm not Mike's friend anymore.
Jada and Will.
I can go there. Yeah. All right,
Mike. Thank you. Mike's got some cool stuff planned for the season. He showed us.
Oh yeah, it's a lot going on. A lot going on.
A lot going on. You know what else? We got to give an update on our winners. The first ever Goz and
But before we do that, let's talk about our good friend Cindy Martin.
All right, that's a nice tease. I like that.
Cindy Martin, part of the Jen Karam team at Howard Hanna Realty. She's amazing. She's a big supporter of the Albany Empire. Love seeing her go crazy, firing up the players, firing up everybody. She is. It's funny, like when you become one of her people, as she likes to say, my people. For realty, you get taken care of the right way. In this climate with shifting, interest rates and this other thing, you got to have the right person on your side to help explain and make sense of it all. That's what Cindy does. So right now, if you're thinking about selling, if you're thinking about buying, you need to get a hold of Cindy Martin, part of the Jen Karam team at Howard Hanna Realty. Her number is 518-932-5558. 518-932-5558. Cynthia Martin at howardhanna.com. I mean, she works locally, globally with the best team of inspectors, attorneys, and everything else, and she's the best. So we'll see her at the Empire games. You'll see her at the Firewolves games. And if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, you better see her in your driveway because it's the way to go.
What's this Empire? So you get some Cindy selfie going. So you see her in the crowd. You're at an Empire game cheering them on. You see her going nuts. Get some Cindy selfies going.
The Cindy selfie. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate that at all. That's I like that. That's a good call on your part.
The winner of this year's Godzilla Media Bracket Challenge, somebody you and I know very well. It is Stephen Moss. Congratulations to you, man, Stephen Moss. We've touched on him before. He's a big Vikings fan. He's always been a part of the show, so we're happy that somebody we know. Go give us the play-by-play of what's happening here.
Mike's about to find out that there's way too much stuff in the back of my truck as he's putting the. So we cater lunch for the guys every day here at the MVP Arena during camp from our friends at Muddy's. Great place, amazing food. And I've got to return the catering bags today because I drive right by there. So Mike's like, I'll throw it in your truck. I thought he was going to throw it in the back seat. He's putting everything in the truck bed, but I just bought a new generator and a bunch of other stuff, so there's no room.
That was a risky game of Tetris. He looks like he's coming back.
I'm honking at him.
All right, now he's left. Now he just gave you. I think he said you're number one, Levack. He did.
He loves me.
So shout out to Stephen Moss. He is our first place winner. He had Kansas. Our second place.
What does he get?
He is getting $100 to Hooters.
Woo, girl.
To Hooters. Our second place winner is Ben Prespiora. Ben, shout out to you, man. You are our second place winner. Now, Ben does not live in the capital region. He is a Syracuse resident. So he elected to take the Godzilla Media polos rather than the Empire tickets because he's a Syracuse resident. I tried to change his mind. He said, hey, I'm actually a baseball coach. I can't make it probably anyways on the weekends in the spring and summer.
Loser.
No problem. Our third place winner. Here's a situation with our third place winner. It is the Mits 7. Notice I didn't give a first or a last name.
Okay.
We're trying to track down our third place winner. So if you know somebody from the entry known as the Mits 7, tell them to contact me, whether it's via
That's
this
familiar
Facebook
to me. So
or
they've
Twitter.
been in a bunch of our stuff.
Yes.
We might have to do that in the future where when you sign up, you also should like email your contact and your team name. That's something you probably should have thought of earlier. As the head of Godzilla Media.
Usually what's happened in our past contests is that if somebody's winning, they are very vocal about how much they're winning, and they just reach out to us immediately. So if it's from another Godzilla Media podcast, if you're an Empire fan, if you know who the Mits 7 is, please let them know they are in third place, and they will have a 4-pack of tickets to any Albany Empire game they want to go to this season. I think it would be funnier if we put it at will call. It's just the Mits 7.
We'll do it up here. They should come to the office and get those.
Could it be the Mits 7 though?
Yeah.
At will call.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, if you know to come as the Mits 7 to the office, we'll probably hook you up. It'll probably take good care of you. Because why not? That sounds fun to me in a lot of different ways. What do you want to do now? Because like I see a bunch of different stuff written here. I've been working all day, unlike you.
I would say this. Do you want to talk a little baseball? Do we want to preview the season? Because this is that show, that first week of April. No games have officially started yet. That we can do some predictions here for the season.
I'm in.
To recap, the last time you and I did a prediction-based segment here on Levack and Goz, we did our NFL preview.
Yeah.
And
you did pretty good on that.
I did below average.
Yes,
below average.
Well, good for you. Good for you.
Good
for you.
12 of 14 NFL playoff teams.
That's right.
Including the Super Bowl champion.
I did that.
I don't know if we have to go that deep. Maybe we'll do that for like a written piece later in April.
I'll do it right now. I don't care.
You want to do it?
I'll do whatever. Somebody's going to have to write it down because I'm not writing it down.
All I was going to ask you was for who you thought was going to come out of the American League and National League this season
Yankees,
for our
Braves.
baseball. That quick?
Yankees, Braves.
All right, lay it out. Start whichever one you want. Yankees or Braves, and why?
Both are disrespected right now. If you really think about it, Yankees are obviously disrespected. Oh my God, you only have 5 to 7 all-star caliber starters. Oh, what are you going to do? So I think you're going to see Toronto start really, really well, look like a dominant team, but with a younger team, some issues still, in my opinion, as far as depth goes. I think they'll fall off as the year goes on. I think the Yankees are built to win right now, believe it or not, and I think that they will improve as they need to. So they make it. And then the Braves, you're the World Series champs, and you're still the best team in your division. And people are talking about the Mets. Nobody's talking about you. So I think both can play the disrespect card. Both will, and both will meet up. And Yankees, Braves. I think the Yankees win, but that son of a gun, Ian Anderson, always pitches really well against the Yankees. So
glad you brought up Ian Anderson. Before we get to evaluating that prediction, he is likely to miss a start or two. The overall day-to-day status is always weird in baseball because of an injury to his great toe. Have you heard it referenced as a great toe before?
I mean, not now. Like, we have big toes. Ian Anderson is known for having a great toe. Like, it's like when he changes socks, like you hear the oh when he clips his great toenail. Yeah. It's like you hear the laughter of a child.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Atlanta there.
It's gold. His toenails are gold, actually.
Oh, okay. I knew he did really well for the Braves. I didn't know the Atlanta media was going that well. I never heard of it.
No, it's his whole life.
Great toe.
His whole life. Like some people have like a silver tongue.
Yeah.
A green thumb. He has a great toe. I mean, that toe. There's rumors. The toe is going to run for vice president on the Republican ticket this year.
Really?
And I don't even know what Ian's political leanings are, but the toe, his great toe, is the hope of the entire Republican Party.
Representing Georgia, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's really, politically speaking, he might run as a New Yorker, because to have a Republican come out of New York would kind of be cool. But yeah, it's just a great toe, though. Like, Ian has nothing to do with it. He's got to wear a shoe that looks like a little tuxedo for the toe.
Oh, he does. I had no idea.
And then the toe will talk. It's great. It's Goz.
Yeah.
It's a great toe.
It's a great toe. Okay.
It's a great toe.
I'm glad you laid that out because, again, you see where I've been this past week on social media. I thought some people were serious that we have to start calling it your big toe because it was offending people who were larger. They didn't want to actually offend larger people by evaluating big and small, and that's why they were calling it a great toe. Like, that is the ultimate cancel culture if I've ever heard one. If we've got to call it like that, I like your idea far better than my idea.
Yeah, I mean, this is
social media
reality. This is. I mean, seriously.
I got it's great toe. It's great toe. If
it's a known fact that Kevin Herter is jealous
of his
friend Ian Anderson's great toe. It's a known fact. Like, it's like they wrote about it in the yearbook. Like, you have a great toe, and then like Ian, like, kind of dickish. I know. Like, but the toe wrote it, not Ian.
I'm just imagining like OnlyFans is now popping up somewhere. Ian Anderson selling feet pics.
Just a great.
He's just owning the market.
It's like, it's weird though, because his foot is kind of odd.
Oh,
like, it's not like
I didn't know that. Okay,
it's not like the greatest foot,
right? Okay,
which makes the toe look even better. It's a weird thing.
It's a hot girl at the club and 4 ugly friends.
Yeah.
Just
you know, it's like the beautiful woman who's got a wart somewhere weird. You know what I mean? It's just like that toe is the beautiful woman. Foot's the wart. You know, it's the thing.
If you were allowed to bet, remember a couple of years ago, Sports Illustrated picked the Houston Astros to win the 2016 World Series, I believe it was. It was 2018, doesn't matter what year it is. But they picked it like 3 years ahead of it.
Yeah.
Like, a guy came out and wrote, "This is your champion 3 years from now." If you could do a future bet from 2018 or 19 to predict the 2022 World Series, it would have been Yankees Braves, because of everything you laid out, prospects and disrespect and how the management changed, great toes and OnlyFans and all that stuff. Okay. I have gone the complete opposite way, because you've gone.
His toe looks like Antonio Banderas in Desperado. It's that machismo.
You've gone with evaluating the prospects of the last few years. I have gone full no patience. I'm going Mets and Blue Jays. Mets and Blue Jays for the World Series this year.
It's trendy.
Because it's trendy. They spent all their money on the players.
I like it.
But I feel like I'm looking too much of what's happened the last 3 months. Then
if you played the World Series in April, you're right. Well, no, because DeGrom's hurt. Does not have a great back.
And Vlad Jr. might be fat right now.
Yeah. Sorry. Great.
Thank you. Thank you. Do that.
He's got Zion tendencies, is what I've heard. I've heard the food is very good in Toronto. Very good. It's good. Vlad the Inhaler is his real name.
Did you see Armando Bacot from Carolina, by the way? The court bended when that poor kid got hurt. Just the Zion jokes. Bounce court, where's Zion? Just classic Zion, blah, blah, blah. But so, like you say, the trendy pick is that I like the Mets, you like the Yankees. The Mets have just been so active, they sold me. If you're a Met fan, you probably believe they're going to go to the World Series because of all the signings they've made. And Scherzer's a big reason, too.
It's, the beauty of the Mets potentially winning the World Series this year is all the Mets fans will, well, of course the Yankees keep winning. They buy championships. It's like, okay, feels kind of good, doesn't it? like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what? You got to buy the right things, though. You know what I mean? You got to buy the right things, because the Braves are still the Braves, man. That pitching staff is phenomenal. It's gonna be a fun year, I think. If you played the World Series right now, you're right. If you play the World Series, in October, I'm right. As per usual. Do you want me to pick the whole thing? Or you want to do
no. I just want to do one reminder, because I almost forgot this too.
Okay.
2022 Major League Baseball playoff format will have 12 teams rather than 10 teams.
Son of a bitch.
So not 16 like we saw at COVID 2020 season. It is 12 teams in the playoffs. That would not change what I'm thinking, but just for some people who are getting confused, because the postseason feels like it's changing every single year, because it is.
So
12 teams,
six teams from the American League. Is that what
correct? 6 teams per league, 3 division winners, 3 wild cards. I want to confirm that call out stuff was happening. Remember, there was a rumor that like they were going to have the selection show of this team gets to pick who they want to play. That was a rumor out there. So
what you're saying is the Baltimore Orioles still have no chance.
They are so bad. Like, so
I got the power rankings.
Bad.
No,
power rankings.
Yeah, where do you think your Orioles are on the power rankings?
30th.
You are correct.
Oh.
You are correct. Yeah, 30th.
First, I would guess the Braves should be first. They should be first.
Mm-hmm.
But so much hype has been around this Dodgers lineup, even without Corey Seager, who's playing in Texas right now.
No, you like the power rankings.
No,
you changed.
No,
you missed
I haven't.
them.
No.
You missed the power rankings. I love this. I love this.
I will go because I hate the power rankings. I think the Dodgers are one in Atlanta's too.
97.3% chance of making the playoffs. The Los Angeles Dodgers, number 1. Number 2, an American League team with a 90.8% chance of making the playoffs. Close.
Ugh. It's not the Rays. Well, the 90% is too high because the AL East is too good.
It rhymes with the Rays.
What? No, the A's. Rays and A's rhymes.
Yeah.
Rays, A's, and
right.
Jays.
There it is.
God, that was hard. I felt like Eminem rocking Orange right there for a second.
Poor Rex is back home watching it. Dad, come on. We did rhyming words today.
Come on.
Roar. Yeah, Jays are in it too. Braves are 3.
Hang on. Back to the Blue Jays. That's way too high. I know I just picked them to win a World Series.
Okay, how can you say that?
95% chance
If you
to top
pick them
division.
to win the World Series, you can't say the second ranking in the power rankings is too high.
Too high. Too high.
You can't do it.
I want them at like 15-1. I like those 14-1ers. I don't like these people finding out how good the Blue Jays are.
Third spot, Braves, 84.2% of playoff odds, mainly because of Ian Anderson's great toe. It's a known thing. It's listed right here.
All right, let me guess where the Mets are.
All right. Beat the Mets. Beat the Mets.
5.
Let's see. Number 5 is the Astros. Can I guess again?
7 is the Mets.
7 is no Mets. Is Milwaukee Brewers.
Ooh. All right, tell me where the Mets are then.
6 is the Yankees. What's up, bitches?
Whoa. Okay. Does that surprise you the Yankees are higher than the Mets on this power ranking?
No, because somebody's smart, apparently. Number 8, with a 58.2% chance of being in the playoffs, is your New York Metropolitans.
Nah.
That's a no from me.
Is it because okay, so the power ranking basically just did what I just did. I criticized the Blue Jays number for being so high because it's in a competitive division, and then the power rankings why I despise them just did that same theory with the Mets there because they're going against your pick, the defending champions, the Braves. The Nationals are not as good as they were 5 years ago, but they're a competitive team. And the Phillies, maybe they'll finally figure it out with that stacked lineup. So I guess they took that theory on that and applied it there, but not for the AL East.
The top 10. I mean, before there's ever a real game played, top 10 is fun. I mean, you're the guy who hates the power rankings, and now you're mad at them again for no reason whatsoever.
For not agreeing with my irrational points, some would say.
How about the love and respect that the AL East is getting? Even though the Orioles are 30th, the Red Sox are 11th, the Rays are 9th, the Jays are 2nd, and the Yankees are 6th. That's got to be the most, with the exception of your team who's screwing up the bell curve. You know, everybody else is getting great on curve, and they're pissed off at the Orioles. It's got to be the strongest division in baseball.
Replaying that again, 3 division winners, 3 wild cards. So with that theory you just laid out there, with some national teams in the mix, they think it's all AL East playoff teams. Did I?
Well, the White Sox are in it.
Thank you.
They would get the division. Astros would get the West, then the Yankees. Then you are looking at the Rays, then the Giants. So the Red Sox. So if the most powerful teams went into the playoffs, the American League East, sans the crappy Orioles, would be in the playoffs. There'd be a lot of travel would be cheaper.
I don't want that to happen.
Well, no, because your team's never getting.
Yeah, right. Like the entire division's the best. Except
I think Matt Bob's drinking. He just wrote tea. I don't know what that means.
Maybe yay.
Tea.
Yay with the Y next to the T.
It's a known thing.
Maybe yachty.
I just don't think you're cool. I love it. Jim from Inside the Walls. You just got Will Smith for when you got slapped earlier. I like my pick better than your pick. I'll do a wager. Like, is there a way we can bet that? Like, who goes farther? Those 4 teams. What happens if we get it right?
We win some cash. Let's figure this out. 4 teams. You've got Braves and Yankees going for. I got Mets and Blue Jays. We'll figure out a good wager. Maybe we'll do like a classic 30-rack wager. I'm losing a lot. I'm not going to do the shaved head again. All right, I've done it like 5 times.
I was about to ask Matt Bob's question, but I'll save it for Q&A.
All right.
Well, you want to shave your head, you're going to do that. I think we'll figure something out. We got to do something.
Yeah. I
mean, there's always like, I think we have to figure out the exact way you win too, because if none of our 4 make it to the World Series, like if it ends up being like, Dodgers, Rays, well, do we go whose team cumulatively got farther? Something like that, maybe to do a winner.
Wash.
Oh, you're no fun at all. I think we would just do who gets farther for like a Duke's burger. But if we actually get a team in the World Series or do better than the other person with a World Series representative, we should have a punishment of some variety for the other person.
All right.
We should do a dunk tank for charity. Loser has to sit in a dunk tank.
I haven't seen a dunk tank in a long time post-COVID. Is that even a post-COVID thing anymore? I would do it. I've never done the dunk tank. Have you done a dunk tank?
Yeah, I hurt myself bad.
What? I've never heard
I was literally
story.
talking to Coach Manaus about it the other day because we were talking about stupid injuries we had. And I was like, I once blew my knee out in a dunk tank. I had a severe knee sprain. I had to they had to drain liquid from my knee. When I got dropped in, somehow I went to like drop in and I wanted to pop back up because I had done it earlier. Somebody dunked me and I popped back up out of the water, gracefully, like a dolphin, not a whale, you fat effers. And I went and do it and somehow I just twisted just right, popped it. And I was driving a Jeep at the time. So I had to try to get my leg. I had to have my friends help me Jenga my fat ass. I wasn't even that fat then. Because I couldn't bend my knee to get inside the door case. If you've ever driven a Wrangler, you're not built for people who can't get their knee bent at all. And it was horrendous. It was horrendous.
I wish that was on film somewhere because that's what I would do if I was in a dunk tank. I would oversell it. Back to another pro wrestling finish. I just I can't swim.
This is at Country Fest.
Oh no!
And the girl I was seeing at the time ended up driving me home in her car. We had to go get the Jeep the next day because we just couldn't get it done. You realize afterwards it's standard. Even if I get in, how am I driving the damn thing? And at night, everybody came to my place afterwards. So I self-medicated. She got so bombed, she went through a tray table. She was jumping around being a goof. She jumped off thing. We called her Chris Farley for a year after that because she looked like Chris Farley in It'll buy it down by the river. And thank God everyone was there because otherwise I'd be like, Jeff, did you throw her through a table? And it's dude, I couldn't stand up. I couldn't throw myself into a bed. What are you talking about? That was yeah. So one-legged Jeff and Chris Farley going to a dunk tank. Yeah, that happened.
Well, we're talking about shaved heads, people who drink, and injuries. How about Jared Lozier?
You want to talk about a guy who knows insurance for the right and wrong reasons.
All those things have happened to Jared since we've known him. 518-956-3753. Again, shaved heads, injuries, and drinking. And also saving money on your insurance policies. Jared Lozier, 518-956-3753. Email
Why does anyone advertise with us?
JAREDL@nemail.com. Someone's like, I'll get the insurance quote. Can you just tell me stories, Jared? I want to hear about injuries suffered at the Hideaway, how your head got shaved, drinking. Just write me a quick paragraph. JAREDL@email.com. That'd make my day. Yes.
Mike Corda, team owner, the Albany Empire, picked me up and took me to the team dinner. So we had to come up where his billboard is on Route 2. Yeah, here's your boy Lozier. I go, yeah, I'm trying to get people to Photoshop dicks onto his face. And he goes, I got a guy.
Your home, your car, your small business. Save some money. And if anything, the abuse poor Jared takes on the show, right? Levack and Goz. I love those guys. I love you. I'm going to buy insurance policies from you. Jared Lozier, Northeastern Insurance. We redefine marketing here on Levack and Goz.
I do think it's an interesting, I think you stumbled onto one of those, he's been hitting the nuts with golf clubs and he's done this and he's done this. If anybody knows the importance of insurance, it's this jackwagon. I think you stumbled onto a really, really smart way to market Jared.
I just imagine Jared 2 years from now, maybe next year, he's got one of those mic things. He's giving a TED talk. I have figured out marketing. And then he just shows clips of getting hit in the nuts, just a montage of
oh my God, that would go viral so fast. Yes. You actually, guys, I'm telling you, this might be the smartest thing you've ever said. Besides, I do to your lovely wife. We'll talk about that coming up. But I love that. I know why you need insurance, and he falls off the Hideaway's deck.
People are calling me. I need the Lozier package.
Right.
Whatever you're doing for that guy.
Full coverage. Just butts to nuts. Everything's covered.
We're going to be at the Hideaway on Saturday, by the way.
Maybe.
Jared is hopefully going to be there with us. You could just sit down with Jared and be like, we need to talk about a lot of things. Marketing strategies.
What's the weather on Saturday? Do we know if we'll be out on that huge deck?
I don't know.
Because that deck gets slippery when it's wet. I don't know if I want to be sliding around on that deck. I don't think that's my way of doing things. I do love the patio.
Okay.
Nice clean patio. The patio I enjoy when the patio's wet. Nice wet patio. That's cool.
We're going to talk about the Masters when we're out there because it is a golf course, and we're going to discuss. Do you find betting on golf to be entertaining? Do you ever bet on golf?
Yeah, I love betting golf.
I do too.
I love betting golf.
I would say I was not a big golf fan. Maybe it's because we both suck, but I was like never like a huge golf fan. Maybe if I was better, I would have enjoyed, or I would have hated it more.
You know who got me into golf? Brooks Koepka and then Bryson DeChambeau.
The rivalry.
Yeah, I love Bubba Watson, but he's not good enough to make me come back every tournament. Those two meatheads trying to kill each other and being really good golfers when Koepka's healthy, which hasn't been in a while, is fun to watch. The Tiger thing is just people. I think you just listen. Whatever money you're going to bet on Tiger to win this thing. Give me the money. I kick in a goony goo. We'll call it a day.
The fact that we brought up golf and I did not say Tiger before Levack did, that's how fatigued I am by the Tiger talk. Like, I can't do it anymore.
Right.
I used to just do it to Levack and see, like, how long can we do it? It's not even, guys.
A year ago, he's going to lose his leg. And this year, everybody's like, I think he can win the Masters.
Yeah, 10-1. It's a good number right there. I'm betting on Rory. Rory's my pick here. 18-1. I think Rory's going to break through finally. I saw a clip that he was talking about how much Peppa Pig he watches. I'm like, oh, man, me too, man. I'm with you. Peppa Pig, that's a storyline for this year's Masters. Who watches more Peppa Pig? Because of that, I'm taking Rory at 18-1. That's the insight you can only hear.
The one thing I really like, too, is on a lot of these apps, like if there's somebody you really like to follow, like watch golf, like John Rahm, somebody I like to watch golf, too. You can bet him to win top 5, top 10, even top 20. Obviously, you make less money the farther you go. But it's almost like if you bet top 20 enough to cover your other bets, and the guy, he cruises into the top 20. Well, now it's gravy. Now you're rooting. All right, 10, boom, ching. Like Hal Wafer used to say to us, like people who bet a World Series champion but don't bet him to win the AL East is stupid. Like you're leaving money on the table. So,
speaking about Hal, ESPN article recently got featured.
Yeah, he texted me that, and I was drunk, so I never got back to him.
Wait. So Hal still texted you, and that's a big deal. ESPN. Wait, by the way, long article. I didn't get through that.
That's part of it.
Way too long. God.
I was drunk. What was I supposed to remind you? Just reminded me. That's this whole conversation reminded me. He texted me. I don't know.
Don't read the article. The whole premise of the article is like, how does sportsbook catch people who might be wagering illegally on games? Like, we get it. Just tell us, dude. Take like 3 sentences. I wrote a masterpiece about it. I didn't care. I just want to see Hal.
Matt, Bob, make sure you're here for Q&A in the day because you got a lot of questions. They're gonna be in there because they're good questions and I want to answer them. But yeah, no, I
are you gonna take John Rahm? It sounded like you were hitting a Rahm pick.
I'll definitely do that. I'm sorry, you put Money Making Masters. Is that we were supposed to do this? Was I supposed to do that?
That's
okay.
I was going too fast there. I got excited about the highway stuff.
It's next weekend,
Thursday.
Right? Is this week?
Yeah.
Well, we got to talk about it before then.
Yeah, but we're going to beat the Hideaway on Saturday, so we
but you can't bet the full tournament at that point.
Yeah, well, here's what you do. Here's what's changed with golf. So let's say Rory, right? Let's say Rory McIlroy's. I like how I kept calling him just one name, like he was Cher.
Yeah. No, everybody knows who it is. Yeah.
Let's say Rory McIlroy is at 18-1, and then after the first round he goes to 8-1. You can trail it, like you can bet after each round.
Yeah, I know, but you're supposed to pick before.
Rory's my pick then. And eventually we had some things change. We're going to be at Masters Sunday at the Hideaway.
What are the odds?
We bumped it up to Red Sox Yankees, by the way, 2:30 to 4. We're going to be at the Hideaway for Red Sox Yankees on Saturday.
I'm going to throw a little John Rahm action around. Oh, he's the favorite, or is he's one of the favorites? Rahm.
You can usually get a golf favorite at like 10 or 12 to 1.
Yeah, I'm going to get a little Brooks Koepka because that's my dude. Jordan Spieth, and his hairline's pretty bad.
It's so bad.
It's really bad. Shave your head. Yeah, I'll probably do that. I'm not betting Tiger. Sorry, I'm just not doing it. Yeah, probably Ron. Maybe I always put a little fun money on Tony Finau. I don't know why, but
man, I used to bet Tony Finau every year until he wins. I'm done betting him.
How about a little Billy Horschel in your life? Huh?
He's not bad. Scotty Scheffler, he's floating around there.
Well,
we gotta text our guy Trout. Trout's got some insight on this. I could feel it. He's probably he wants to go to Augusta so bad. That guy.
I want to talk to Trout.
Augusta's like $2 for a burger. $1. They're actually lowering their prices at Augusta now for food. I'm glad that's what I thought about when I thought about Augusta National. The great grass, the great scenery, the tradition. All I thought about was a $2 burger.
Unlike any other. Guys, $2 burger. Guys, likey food. Rahm and Horschel and Koepka. I'll bet those 3.
All right.
You got to bet more than one. You got to spread it around a little bit because the odds are longer too, so you don't have to bet as much to win a lot of money.
Yep.
You throw $5 on somebody who's plus 7,000. You win money. You win like $17.
I want to give love to Lily and David in a second. I want to do Q&A at the end of the day. I thought if you feel uncomfortable doing this, you don't have to, but there's been a lot of talk here in the Capital Region about a local Capital Region sports. I shouldn't say sports. I should say entertainment legend, although their show covered a bunch of different things of what happened here locally.
He was the man. Mason and Sheehan, if you don't remember Picks 106 in the morning, Picks was what they were known for. Like he basically built Picks. He's the one who found Uncle Vito. I never really got to know Bob Mason all that well. I met him a few times. He was always gracious, always nice to me when I was up and coming. Even though I worked for Wolf and he was kind of out of it at that point. But like, I knew of him. He was a legend, and his ability to entertain, especially with Sheehan, the Mason and Sheehan years, was one of the reasons I wanted to do radio. So very, very sad. And Uncle Vito is one of my. He's like a mentor to me. He's like an uncle who's not genetically related to me. When I started in radio, I started by messing around with Vito, calling his show and then getting to be on his show and, gaining his trust over time and his friendship. And Vito credits Mason with him being on radio. So, Mason is why I got to do radio for as long as I did. So, very sad, but, he lived good. He didn't leave a lot of tread on those tires, man. Like you hear the legends of Bob Mason during his radio career, and it's impressive. It's impressive what he was able to do and how long he was able to do it. So sad that he has passed. But my rule, the quicker people go from tears to laughter when they remember you is just means you're that much greater of a person. So don't know him that much as an individual, but as an entertainer and what he did for the industry that I loved. I wish I still loved. Nothing but respect and love.
That's what's happened over the last 24 to 48 hours. Watching whether you're from Albany or any parts of upstate New York, or you've worked on that show before, or knew about the show as a listener, watching people and listening to people talk about how much it meant to them was really great to hear and watch it. Like all that stuff, because like that's this entertainment business, whether it is how the evolution of radio to podcasting or from video to internet and everything. Like that's, if you don't respect what came before you, you're not going to evolve as a entertainer, performer, broadcaster, whatever way you want to label it. You know this, and I think some podcast people may not know this. Like that stuff matters to me, and I know it matters to you because there is a respect when it comes to, all right, why did this work? Why did this show do really well and this show didn't? Why did these guys have such great chemistry and they didn't? And how did it happen? All that stuff really matters to me. And I know it matters to you because you've worked in so many different genres and different formats and everything. So to watch that happen in the Capital Region and watch people respond to that, I thought we should have definitely taken some time to talk about it. I'm glad we did because
you'll love this. Like it was the Mason Sheehan, I think, was pretty much over at this point. It definitely wasn't on Picks anymore because I was bored up in the Stern show locally. It was one of the ones where they did the best of Stern. So like one of Stern's 75,000 vacations during a year. One of the 4 days he didn't do a live show. God bless you. One day that'll be me. If this isn't, it's supposed to be an insult, but it's a compliment. He pissed off Stern so bad that Stern spent about 15 minutes blasting Bob Mason on national radio.
On the air?
Oh, yeah. So Bob Mason's real name was Roy Moon. And apparently during a New York State broadcasters dinner at the Sagamore, Stern comes nose to nose with Mason. And Mason says to Stern, "We're going to beat you." Stern held on to that until the day I think Mason got arrested. It might have been a DWI. It was something he was in the paper. And Stern held on to it till that day and spent about 15 minutes just annihilating Mason, which again sounds like an insult, but the king of all media stopped his radio show to acknowledge you. So you got under his skin, which is what Mason loved to do. So, so congrats in a weird way. Congrats. Like that's one of those ones. Like he's like, Roy, he was so pissed off. And he was like, he felt so vindicated that Mason made a mistake, but it was great.
Man, that story is so good. And it frustrates me that it didn't happen in 2020. Because how many views would that have? 3 million. It would have been talked about. And good, radio and how people consume media is so different now. But I could just like imagine how much that would have been talked about and it probably was at that point too. It just wouldn't have gone away. And that's what I love about this new format of If you want to watch that clip, you can find it whenever you want. And that clip deserves to have that type of recognition and credit. I'm glad you know that story because probably enough people don't know that story.
If anybody would let me do real radio again, I probably would do it.
Go with Stern?
I'd go. Oh God, you got to at least try.
But Stern's a whole different character from.
He's not even on radio anymore.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I think the show is. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, he's changed. He's terrible. You have to change. You have to adapt, or you can't be on the radio for 50 freaking years or whatever the hell it is and not change. Like I still like the show. I just don't like it like I used to. It's not as good as when it was on regular radio. It's just not. It's just, it's a completely different show, but it's still good. I still listen to it.
Your guy, Jason Barrett,
the big potato.
He had an article today actually at his spot, Barrett Sports Media, that said, "How long can someone on the radio go for?" And they talk about Steve Summers, right? Who like would have been there till he died, according to Gio. John Sterling's back for his mid-80s. We could go. Mike Francesa wouldn't have been there for. I mean, all those guys just don't want to leave. But that's a whole different topic for another day. I want to get to Lily and David Fine Jewelers, Levack, located at the Shops of Wilton. Shout out to Alyssa and David and everybody at Lily and David Fine Jewelers, helping you this spring find the perfect ring for her. Have that great engagement. Make sure you can talk about your engagement with fellow relatives and friends and not be embarrassed about how you handle it and try not to talk about it anymore.
Get coached up.
That's right. I actually would like coach people for engagement and Alyssa, like make it a whole meeting together with those two. Whether
that's what I need to do.
Yes.
At one of the halftime interviews, I got to get on one knee and propose to coach.
No. How did you take? No, that was not the same read.
I'll come out like, coach, the first half, will you?
No, I was going to say come together and have good chemistry of how to figure out the perfect. All right, we were not on the same page there, but Alyssa will help find the ring, or maybe it's just an anniversary or birthday. You want to mix it up, find something special for her that she's going to love for years to come. Lily and David Fine Jewelers. Check them out on Facebook as well to find out more about their selection. Route 50, Shops of Wilton. Guys, you don't know what you're doing when it comes to jewelry, and that's okay. They'll help you find exactly what she's looking for. Lily and David Fine Jewelers.
We should do something one of these times. Like if we can figure out the time of it all, we'll get like Lily and David to be a sponsor of the halftime of the Empire game, and I'll marry like somebody at the. I'll do the minister routine. Like, you know, we'll take care of them over at Lily and David. Like Alyssa will help them pick the right rings and all that. Bring them out, do a quick little. You know, I've known you guys for all of 15 minutes, and I can tell this is going to work. Do you? Okay, good. Get the hell out of here. We got a football game to play.
We are scheduled to be doing a show out at Lily and David Fine Jewelers at the Shops of Will at some point in the spring or summer or fall. Some point in 2022.
Hopefully right after you shave your head, so Alyssa can hit you and go, somehow I helped this buffoon get married.
Imagine show with like a toupee. No, it's still me.
She sends you home with flowers for Jordan because she's sorry that she did such a good job coaching you up and picking the ring that Jordan said yes to marrying you. Like, we here at Lily and David apologize for being so good at what we do that you said yes to Goz. We're sorry.
Another poster inside. This guy. She said yes.
I got a picture of you just looking like a buffoon. We got this guy a yes. Okay, we got you.
It's like those community college commercials. Look, this absolute loser got a degree from our school. You can't? Come join this college.
Is it time?
Let's do it. Q&A to end the day.
Q&A to end the day. I got a bunch over here.
I do. I have a bunch from Twitter as well. Do you want me to go first?
Okay, Tommy Gross gets in first.
Of
course.
Like to
give him love. One of the best Empire fans out there. Tom Gross, I have a question and a comment. Question is, what were your likes and dislikes from WrestleMania? And the comment is, I can't wait to see you guys at the media event on Sunday at Apex Entertainment. Appreciate that. Love seeing you, Tommy. Likes, I love the Jackass match. Pat McAfee, phenomenal. Dislikes, it's a lot. It's a big commitment. 2 nights, that's a lot. That's a lot for me. It's a lot. I can't really do that.
It is hard to keep. The likes, Seth Rollins, Pat McAfee. I was gonna say the dislikes are.
I don't know if I like Seth Rollins jobbing for Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, but you got it because people got to know he's a big deal and stuff. I guess no, that's my one Christmas would be like the singles match.
I really liked Charlotte Flair's wardrobe.
I also did as well.
Yeah, especially the malfunction part.
They gotta figure out
what happened.
Like to balance the regular singles matches with like the hardcore stipulations, because when you go from like tables, ladders, chairs, garbage cans in the ring to like just old school wrestling, I guess my mind, I'm too spoiled that I want every match to be like that.
Well, it's almost weird to do it now, where it's like, because I was thinking about that during the the Edge AJ Styles
Exactly
match.
what I was thinking. Yep.
And I was just like, it's kind of weird to see like the guy who, had like the greatest ladder matches of all time, and then the guy who got buried by the Undertaker a couple years ago just have an actual match. And it was a good match. There was nothing wrong with the match. It was just like, oh, I don't know. There's no sledgehammers. This is weird.
Our guy Scotty Blaine jumped in. Scotty Blaine said Linda McMahon, along with Vince McMahon, some of the worst stunners ever taken. And then it turned into a Mount Rushmore.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
I'll just skip towards it. The final 4 of worst stunners ever taken were Vince McMahon, Linda McMahon, President Donald Trump, and Mae Young was the universal answer.
Oh my God. Did you see the tweet I shared?
No.
So the Jackass guys, they have that thing where they pull back the spring-loaded hand and it slaps people.
I know what it's gonna be.
And then somebody put out there, Mark Henry and Mae Young's child makes his WrestleMania debut. Mark Henry retweets it with like, I make a stellar athletes or something like that. I was like, well done. Good callback on that one. All right, here we go. I got one from Matt Bob. I'm gonna have to ask you like this. Is it weird to anyone else that they don't look at each other when they talk? Hey, Matt, look now. How's it feel to you? Does it look right? Do you enjoy this? Is this what you want?
It's way
Because I'm uncomfortable. I don't like this at all.
This is supposed to be like for you. Like that's the whole vision of like we're talking to you guys. It is strange if you do it like this. Oh, no. Like even like when we used to do the radio show, right? Like you'd be over here, I'd be over there. But like we kind of would be going all over the place. And sometimes it's about stepping to the mic.
Right.
We've got headphones on, so we don't have to look at each other.
I would talk more to you then, but there was no camera.
Yeah.
So it was like, I would look over at you at some points. But yeah, no, I saw that earlier and I was like, no, this is what you want, Matt. This is what you
it's like we're ignoring this. Like watch TV broadcasters at
uncomfortable.
halftime. They always stare and then do the turn like Levack. Like Santillo and I would do that if we had a camera, right?
We're here live at the MVP Arena. It's a Jackie's
Wow,
Tuesday.
how about WrestleMania? Wasn't that weird?
This is weird. I don't like it. I'm uncomfortable.
No, we're not doing that.
By the way, it is a Techies Tuesday. Techies Fire and Water Restoration. Your best way back to normal. Check us out online at tefirewater.com. All right.
I had a fight break out on Twitter between, I guess a small fight, Jeffrey and Ryan. They were doing bets of who could nail the #1 perfect score in Kansas versus North Carolina last night, like our pal Dan did. I said I won the final score to be 75-70. Jeffrey promised me that if that hit, he would buy me a Goz 69 Seattle Kraken jersey.
Oh, I want to film a Kraken jersey.
And then during the game, he said, "So long, partner." So I don't know if that jersey was ever coming, but I appreciate you letting me know that could have happened.
Again, Matt Bob, again, can we bet Albany Empire games this year? As of this moment, no. At least not legally, but we are working on it. So if we can get it set up, we just have to get on a board. There are places that do set and accept wagers, but we haven't been able to secure that just yet. We do have a great relationship with Rivers, so if we can get Rivers to set the lines and everything and manage that, then we're in. The thing is, I can't bet on the team, so I'm not as motivated to get it done.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Neither can I.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you could get away with it, but me, where like I allegedly have some kind of decision-making power, like again, Coach Moraes is the roster. The day that you would know that I did the roster is when I screwed it. If it was bad.
If I'm quarterbacking and a big wager came in, there's Brett Musburger was the king of it, right? Musburger could actually hear during the games of who he wagered on.
Well, the announcers, I don't think it's like you can't control the game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that's I'm not allowed. I actually saw it in the operations manual last night. I was looking for something else and I saw something about wager. I was like, oops, nope. All right, not as motivated to get that done. No, we are efforting that for you. By the way.
Did you have a question from Corey here?
I do.
Okay, I have it as well.
Coach K retiring. I got to ask Levack's favorite question. Is Coach K in your Mount Rushmore of college basketball coaches? We know who Ghazi would pick if his coach retires. LOL. He must think you're talking about Boeheim. My Mount Rushmore of college basketball coaches. Here, let me give you kiss my ass. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
You know what, Corey? I'll play your game. Coach K, no particular order. Coach K, John Wooden.
Wooden's one. I mean, that's one.
Coach K, John Wooden, Jim Boeheim.
Just sneak that one in. The one champion wonder.
Ooh, who is the fourth?
Roy Williams.
So it's got to be between Roy Williams, Dean Smith, Tom Izzo. Is Jay Wright in that conversation? Jim Calhoun's got 3 championships.
I would take all of those other guys over Boeheim.
Oh man, I don't know if I can win that argument.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that out loud. I'm like, oh boy, Carmelo Anthony is probably what he's going to say back, and I got nothing after that. Yeah, because they all have multiple championships. They do. Boeheim could, Syracuse could say
Melo had it there.
I will go with Jim Calhoun. I cannot believe he's on my list. Yeah, Coach K, Wooden, Boeheim, and Calhoun.
Pat Summitt, Gino Auriemma.
Oh,
said college basketball. He didn't say.
Yeah, you know what, Corey? I'm changing my answer because I like Levack's answer better. Wooden, K, Summitt, Auriemma is a way easier Mount Rushmore, so I will steal that right now.
Forgot. Hi guys. Yeah, I hate Mount Rushmore talk. It's just so stupid. Like there can only be 4 greats. it's just whatever. I don't know. No, Mount Rushmore
Corey knew how to get a reaction out of you. Sure enough, did it.
It's the worst. He lives for that crap. Like Corey is obviously like random radio show catnip because he gets on to like so many stupid shows with his his rankings. Like he's pissed off
Rothenberg. I texted him about that the other day, right?
Keon, he's pissed him off before. He's good. I mean, he's good at getting in there and asking those questions. So that's it. You got any more questions?
That's all the ones I really wanted to hit on. That's about it for me.
I don't know. I don't really have any more now. That Corey ruined it. Corey with the Mount Rushmore crap. This ruined it. It's just like it's so like Pete Rose Hall of Fame. It's such a low hanging fruit, crappy way to do sports talk. I can't stand it.
You just want to get Corey worse than Roethlisberger did. Rothenberger both. Maybe he was on the show that day.
Yeah, I just I can't stand the Mount Rushmore. I just don't like. What's your Mount Rushmore of Yankees? I'm gonna need a mountain chain because I'm not gonna pick just 4. Right. I don't have to. Got one of the most storied franchise in the history of baseball, of all sports, and I'm supposed to just pick 4. Stop it. Stop your nonsense. How dare you? How dare you?
You've got a very packed week for the rest of the week. You've got training camp.
A little busy.
You've got a bunch of different players coming through.
Matt Bob, look Goz in the face when you crush Jim Boeheim. Boeheim sucks. Piss his pants. All the cool kids are peeing their pants.
I'm looking at you now, Matt. You're packed for the rest of the week. You and I are.
That would be the worst punishment you could do to me if you made me do a whole show where I had to like stare at you. I couldn't look away. Oh my god, I'd be like, I'm uncomfortable.
I thought I was going to say the worst show is pissed your pants during the show. That actually got viral. Piss dogs, they call it on Barstool. Or Stink Schlereth. Right. Someone already did that. Someone already did that bit.
How about Schlereth worked for Armin, our old coworker at that point? And I was like, wow, you're really running a tight ship over there, huh, buddy? He's like, I don't want to talk about
it. Saturday, 2:30 to 4. This Saturday, we are live from the Hideaway. Looking forward to being back. Saying hello to everybody before Yankees Red Sox, Levack, Yankees Red Sox event. And then Sunday,
right, we're 2 days away from opening day.
That's right. Media Day for the Albany Empire, Apex Entertainment, packed week here in April.
Very excited. And getting ever so close to the season.
Season kicking off. NFL draft party coming up for Godzilla Media. The details are being ironed out. If you go to GodzillaMedia.com, you'll already know the location. Just don't want to start promoting until I get the go ahead. But the location has been confirmed. So a lot of cool stuff coming up here in April.
So you mean Iron's Edge? Is that why you keep saying Iron? No? Okay. All right. All right. That's it. It's the Techies Tuesday live from the MVP Arena in the Empire offices. Just big shout out to the guys who work their ass off in this arena. Like my guy Nate and Anthony and everybody who are just flipping over fields and this, that, and the other thing. Like they think we don't appreciate them. We appreciate the hell out of them. When you're here, be really nice to the men and women that work here because they busted their ass. There were how many tons of dirt here over the weekend for the monster trucks, and our field's down, and our guys got to practice on it today safely. So amazing job by MVP Arena. A little bit of advice to you. If a random person walks up while you're parking your vehicle in downtown Albany and says they're a valet, but they're talking to a dead cat, they're not a valet. Do not give them your keys. That's your advice.